If your digital product isn't selling, it's probably because you're asking too much from your customer. You think you have a great offer, but the reality is it requires too much effort. And people don't buy effort. They buy results with the least amount of work. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you a framework I created called the effort line. I'll tell you whether your offer will sell or not before you launch it. Let's go. Alright, here's the framework. Imagine a line. On the left-hand side, you have point A. On the right-hand side, you have point B. Point A is the least amount of effort your customer needs to put in to get the dream outcome. Point B is the most amount of effort your customer needs to put in to get in the dream outcome. Okay, least, most. Here's the rule. The closer your offer is to point A, the more likely it is to sell. The closer it is to point B, the harder it will be to sell, especially to cold traffic, because cold traffic doesn't know you yet. They don't trust you, so they're not willing to do a ton of work. They want the outcome fast with minimal effort. Let me show you what this looks like in action. Let's use a fitness example. The dream outcome is lose weight and build muscle. Point A, the least effort, is 0 gym, 0 workouts, no nutrition changes needed. You can eat whatever you want, your sleep can be all over the place. Basically, you don't need to do anything to lose weight and build muscle. Point B is gym 7 days a week, 2 hours every day, chicken, broccoli and rice every meal, 8 hours of sleep every night. Your stress needs to be low, everything needs to be super dialed in. You need to work extremely hard for your dream outcome. Now here's the question, which one is easier to sell? Point A, every single time. Because people want the outcome. They don't want to work for it. They want the path of least resistance. So if you can position your offer closer to point A, you'll make way more money, especially with cold traffic. Now, obviously, point A doesn't exist in fitness, right? This point A doesn't exist. You can't lose weight and build muscle without doing anything. But the closer you can get to point A, the better your offer. Examples of offers closer to point A in fitness. Take this pill, lose 10 pounds in 30 days. It's probably a scam, but it sells because it's close to point A. 15-minute workouts, 3 times a week, eat what you want 80% of the time. Closer to point A than chicken and broccoli 7 days a week. So examples of offers closest to point B is train 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, strict meal plan. It's harder to sell because it requires a massive effort. You see the pattern? The less effort required, the easier it is to sell. Now let's apply this to digital products. Example 1, Instagram growth. The dream outcome is grow to 10K followers. Point B offer, which is the most effort. Post 3 times a day, engage with your audience for 2 hours every day, study the algorithm, test 47 different content formats, reply to every DM and comment. Do this for 6 months. That's a lot of work. It might get results, but it's hard to sell. Point A offer, which is the least effort. Use these 30 done-for-you templates, post 3 times a week, follow this simple engagement strategy for 15 minutes a day. You'll hit 10K in 90 days. Way easier, way more attractive, way easier to sell. Example 2, funnel building. Dream outcome is build a high converting funnel. A point B offer, which requires the most effort, is learning to code, learn to design, learn to write copy, learn to set up email automation, build everything from scratch, test it for 6 months. That's exhausting. No one wants to do that. Point A offer, which is the least effort, here's the done-for-you funnel template. Plug in your information, launch in 48 hours. It's already proven to convert. That's way closer to point A, and it's way easier to sell. Example number 3 is my business. Let me show you how I use this in my own business. Point B offer, which is the most effort, which is here. I'll teach you how to build offers and funnels. You learn everything from scratch, then you'll go implement it yourself. It'll take you 3 to 6 months. That's coaching, guys. That's coaching. It works for a bit warmer traffic, but it is harder to sell to cold traffic. Point A offer, which is the least effort. I'll build your offer and funnel for you in 15 days. You just show up, give me the information, and I handle the rest. Or you don't pay. That's done for you. it's way closer to point A, and it's way easier to sell to cold traffic. See the difference? Same outcome, different levels of effort. The one closer to point A will always sell better. Here's the psychology behind this. People buy results, not the process. They don't care how you get the outcome. They just want the outcome, and they want it with the least amount of effort possible. Think of a lazy okay? You need to sell this guy. This is especially true for cold traffic, because cold traffic doesn't know you yet. They don't trust you, so they're not willing to do a ton of work. They need to see results fast to believe you. Warm traffic is different. They already trust you, so they're willing to put in more effort. But cold traffic, they want point A. They want the easy button. So if your offer is too close to point B, you'll struggle to scale with paid ads, because paid ads is cold traffic, and cold traffic wants a minimal effort. Alright, so how do you move your offer closer to point A? Here are the 3 ways. Number 1, you add done for you elements. Instead of teaching them how to do it, you do it for them, or give them done for you templates, swipes, and frameworks. The less they have to create from scratch, the closer you are to point A. Number 2, remove complexity. If your offer has 47 steps, cut it down to 7. The simpler, the better. People don't want to think, they want to do. Number 3, you systemize the delivery. Make it as plug and play as possible. Just follow these 3 steps, just use this template, just plug in your info and launch. The more you can automate and simplify, the closer you can get to point A. Alright, here's your homework. Take your current offer and ask yourself, where is it on the effort line? Is it closer to point A or point B? If it's closer to point B, that's why it's not selling to cold traffic. So move it closer to point A, add done for you elements, remove complexity, make it easier. The closer you get to point A, the more money you'll make. And if you want me to look over your offer and scale a digital product business from 100K or from 10K to 100K or 100K to 1 million a month without sacrificing your lifestyle, link is in the description below. Book a call. And as usual, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.